The easiest way to become a vegan. Let's talk about it. Some of you may not know that I've been a vegan since 1979, and becoming a vegan is pretty challenging. Some people find it easier to do than others. It takes a lot of concentration and dedication. You really have to be interested in your health. That's what will drive you, because you have to break through changing your taste buds and getting used to eating whole foods. When you eat a lot of artificial foods and preservatives, it ruins your taste buds. So it takes you a little while. So it's pretty challenging. And I've had a method for getting off of meat and slowly becoming a vegan for a lot of years. And I've been telling people on the internet, but I realized it would be a lot more convenient if I put it in writing. So to help spread the word, I put together a manual. It's called The Easiest Way to Become a Vegan. And this manual is a simple step-by-step instruction guide to help people transition from eating dead flesh to going plant-based and eating living, live sunlight, plants, natural food. And I made it very reasonable so that a lot of people can get it. It's not for the sake of raising money. Any profits that made, I'll just buy more, because I'm trying to buy more and more and more and spread the word and have it so that everybody could have these and be interested in eating better and taking care of themselves. Now, it's a very simple manual. It's not a lot of pages, just a few pages, and each page is a step. So this is step 1. And what you could do is you could just clip this up on your refrigerator and you follow step 1. And you don't go to step 2 until you finish step 1. And so this is very handy. I didn't put any extra writing in it. It's only a very few pages. It's straight to the point. I found it necessary to make it simple, to simplify it, okay? It is the easiest way to become a vegan, not the complicated way. Most ways that people are shown to become vegans, they will fail. Most people will fail. Only those with the strongest willpower will make it. But everybody could make it if they took the steps that I had in this right here. This is foolproof. This will make sure that no matter what, you will be eating better. So let's say you just eat anything. Well, if you go through the first 3 steps and you stop for a year or 2 years, you will still be eating better than if you didn't take step 1, step 2, and step 3. So with my way of doing it, you're constantly eating better. You see, and when you get to the last page, then you'll be a vegan. But let's say it takes you a while. It doesn't matter, because from the time you go from page to page, you will already be eating better. So for people that, and this is good because if you fall off, I show you how to take the steps if you mess up to go right back up. So this is good for new vegans too. If you just became a vegan, this is something good to have. And this is also, I found this necessary because this is something good to give to people. If you talk to people as much as me, because I got a lot of vegans under my belt, and I've talked to a lot of people about being vegan, well, this is excellent for me because now I could just hand it to people and they could read it themselves, especially a bunch of working people or people that's got jobs, well educated, or just educated in general. A lot of times people like to read books, so I'll give them this manual. Now, I had people ask me, was it going to be in the ebook? To me, it's not a book, it's a manual. So I didn't see how being a manual, it would be handy. The thing about this manual is that it's not nothing to read through and go back and do. It's not necessary. You only have to read the step that you're on. You don't have to read the next step. So that's why it's better for you to order the manual and have the manual, because reading from A to B, that won't do you any good. You'll basically be back in the same situation you were in. It's going to be hard to remember everything I said for each step, and you're going to be forcing yourself to become a vegan, where if you keep the manual, you'll know that you just take a page at a time until you accomplish what you want to accomplish. So, I would advise people to order this for sure. Order 4 or 5 copies, okay, and have some around your house that you can give to your relatives. You got an uncle, he's not doing that good, he's a diabetic. Sometimes talking don't work. You just give him this. This will help your uncle eat better because it's explained in a way where it's not so intimidating. I don't believe in just turning vegan. There's a lot of poison in your body. There's a lot of adapting you have to do. There's a lot of learning a person has to do if they're going to turn vegan. There's a lot of changes in the taste buds. You have to get familiar with different foods. So this is something that's not good to rush because it'll become overwhelming. It's too much you're trying to change at one time. With my method right here, you're just taking step by step by step. So it's nice and comfortable for you. You don't feel the pressure. Sometimes pressure makes pipes bust. So sometimes if you have the pressure, that'll add to you falling off. And then you have this sense of being a failure. With the easiest way to be a vegan manual, you won't never feel like a failure because it's designed for you to mess up and go right back up. You understand? So if you're at step 3 and you mess up, just go back down to step 2. Don't go back to step 1. So that's how I have this, where you know how to go up and you know exactly what steps to go back. So if you're at step 4 and you're feeling the strain, just read step 3 again and go back and do step 3. Go back 1 step. Don't go from 4 all the way back down to 1. And if you want to get this, you can go to the website www.veganintel.com and make sure you follow Vegan Intel on Twitter and on Instagram. Check it out. That'll help encourage you if you join the Facebook group, right? So if you join the Facebook group, you'll see all the other beginners. You'll see all the people posting all their meals, talking about what they cooked, what they bought. I mean, you got it way better than I had it in 1979. In 1979, we didn't have the advantage of all this vegan food being right available in stores. We didn't have the availability to go to the internet and Google stuff, of being able to see other vegans suggest things. So now you're lucky. You can have people from all over the world suggest things and give you information. You know, the most important thing you can do is take care of yourself. Your family is dependent on you. If you have children, your children are really dependent on you. And you're dependent on yourself. You know, people will tell you sometimes you're going to die anyway, but you can be sick for a long time. For a long, long time, you could be sick. So don't go by that. You can be on medicine for 30 or 40 years. You can end up having to take pharmaceuticals in your 40s and live to your 80s taking pharmaceuticals. So yeah, you live to 80 and 90, but what was your quality of life? Always know that being a vegan, we're not trying to live forever. We're trying to make sure that while we're alive, we have a good quality of life. So I'm 60 years old. I have no guarantee I'm going to live to 100. But up to this point, I've already got my reward. I don't go to the doctor. I haven't been sick or going to the doctor since I was, 21 years old. Once I started eating like this, I had no more sicknesses. Never had the flu again. Never have those extreme headaches, sore throat, coughing, runny nose for days and days, stopped up, mucus all in my throat. I don't have that anymore. As soon as I get a little virus or whatever, it comes right out. Within 24 hours, it's out. And I'll catch a virus, but it won't make me feel sick. I just know I got a little something. I can feel it. It comes up. I spit it out. It's a wrap. Also, you're going to get till you can master the plants. So you're going to know, oh, your baby came home from school, you had a cold, you feel like you catching it. Go make you something to eat, put a little cayenne pepper on it, a little garlic on it. Bingo, you're straight. Because you don't have all that dead flesh in you that is going to let the viruses live. See, you're a living creature. And certain viruses attack living creatures, attack the flesh, the blood, the DNA of the creatures. So if you eating creatures and you're a creature, what it is, you have too many different ways for disease and for viruses to live. And you just ate some pork chops or some chicken, you catch a virus. Now that virus can go in there, it can manifest with that chicken. The virus could live with that. The flu could live with that. That's why you have the bird flu. The bird flu is an adaptation of the human flu from in China, where they had so many people living in a close proximity to all these chickens and stuff. And when the people got sick, eventually that virus adapted and the birds got it. You understand? So these animals, the viruses can adapt and kill the animals. But the apple can't catch the flu. The apple can't catch the cold. A lemon and a lime is not going to catch the flu. You see what I'm saying? So you're eating a total different side of life. Remember that you're a human being. You and the animals are on this side of life. And the plants are on that side of life. You're on the same side with the animals, flesh and blood and bones. And the animal and the plants are seeds and leaves and chlorophyll like that. Two different things. One breathes out carbon monoxide, the other one breathes it in, breathes out oxygen, you breathe it in like that. It drops food, you pick it up, you eat it, you pass your waste goes into the ground, fertilizes the soil, the plants grow bigger and stronger, drops more food. All of your medicine is in the herbs, in the spices, in the fruits and the vegetables. You can build your homes from the wood, from the hemp. You can build your furniture from the hemp, from the wood. You can make your clothes from the cotton, from the hemp. The plants provide everything you need in life. Food, clothing, shelter, medicine, recreation. How much of your liquor is made from grains, from potatoes, from sugar, from plants. So the plants hold the key to your life. And people haven't studied the plants thoroughly, so we don't even know everything they can do. So, please take care of yourself. You don't need to have high blood pressure. You don't need to have congestive heart failure. You don't need to be having strokes. You don't need to have diabetes. You don't need to have all these things. All you got to do is eat better. So, go to the website, www.veganintel.com. Order 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? Or more than that if you want. And keep these around and use them for yourself to help yourself. Let's say you're a person, you don't want to be a vegan. You still need to get this because you're only a vegan when you get to the last step. So you need to get this because it's still going to show you, right, steps to take without you having to stop eating meat. So if you take all these other steps right up to vegetarian, that's going to be good for you even if you keep eating meat. So this is good for you even if you're going to keep eating meat. This is going to show you how to at least get your eating habits as clean as possible. Okay? So that's how I set this up. I didn't set this up where it's an either or. It's a step. So this is really good for your parents, because let's say the doctor tells your parents they got to cut back on red meat. This is what's going to help them do it. So this is a total change. So anywhere within the spectrum of you trying to get better, this is what's going to help you. So this is new and improved information. This is information I've been saying for years and years and years, but it's never been written down. And most vegans, sometimes they complicate things and they confuse the people. Some people, when they become vegans, it becomes very easy for them to do it, and they forget it's not easy for everybody. So when they tell people how to become vegan, they not understanding that maybe it's a little too complicated to do it the way you did it. Maybe everybody just can't go from eating meat to an alkaline, savory way of eating. Feel me? Everybody can't do that. So this is made for everybody. If you're strong, right? Let's say you say, oh, I could do it quicker than that. Well, then all you're going to do is go through the steps quicker then. That's all. You just go through the steps quicker. And if you take it slower, you go through the steps slower. The principles and ideas behind this book is to take your time. Take your time. Don't rush. Take your time and be firm with every step. Don't rush into the next step and have to go back. Wait until you're absolutely sure you're ready to go to the next step. So this is what you need to get. This is a new age. I wish there was some kind of way I could keep up with the successes, my success rate based on this, because I already have a lot of vegans under my belt all across the United States, all the way to the South Pacific. But the thing is that I would like to know how many people change after they get this, because it's going to change more people than any other material that has ever been put out here. There's never before been anything put out here that has the power to make people go vegan like this. This is the number one when you're talking about helping people go vegan. Okay? This is it right here. And everybody around the world need to get into this to bring a better mentality around the world. So you won't be so beastly. You won't want to have all these wars and fight all the time. You won't be so savage-like. You won't have the savage mentality. You'll chill out. You'll begin to have respect for the plants and respect for the planet. You see, you'll start thinking about, I should be farming. You'll start thinking about, I'm not going to keep paying property tax for something I own. You'll start getting involved with the government. There's a lot behind plants that's anti-government, Because once you start dealing with plants, you want to start dealing with independence, right? What Marcus Garvey used, for example, all the time, right? A people without knowledge of their past history is like a what? A tree without roots. It shows you the importance of the idea of the tree. But at the same time, you got to realize you don't want to be a tree without roots, but you don't want to be a stump in the ground without a tree. You got to flourish, okay? And you got to flourish in business. You got to flourish with your family. And you got to flourish with your health. With your health. You have to flourish. You have to take care of yourself. Now, I've been a vegan since 1979, so there's no way I would be able to lie to you. If it was a failure, it would have been a failure. You know, when I became a vegan in 1979, and I was telling people about it, you must understand at that time, they was looking at me like, are you only going to do it for a year? Then after I do it for a year, whatever, 10 years, then they look at me like, oh, something bad going to happen. You're going to get sick because where you going to get protein? Then 20 years, then 30 years, and now it's 40 years. So after 40 years, what would you question? Why would you question me? The experiment has already been a success. I've already avoided the hospitals. My father was getting medicine from the doctors and hospitals at 40 years old. I'm 60 years old, and I'm still not taking pharmaceuticals or going to the hospitals and not plugged up to all type of machines and things I got to breathe and taking a whole bunch of pills every day. Why? Because early I had the awareness to know that we need to connect with the earth. And I realized that the plants had all of the medicine, had all of the nutrients. Okay? So much so that we don't even know how much medicine they got because we haven't done a thorough research on the plants. So please, please take care of yourself. There's nothing better you could do than to take care of yourself. And I wanted to help people, so that's why I made this manual right here. This is not a money-making scheme because, like I keep telling you, because I like to teach even within my teachings. If you're going to make money with like books and stuff like that, or even with mail order, don't make no inexpensive item like this because you won't make no money because the price of shipping is too much. So you would do better having big ticket items, $65, $75, $100. You would do better like that if you're going to do mail order. If this was a business idea, this wouldn't be a good idea because it's only $7. Feel me? It's only $7. So you really, you know, the post office and them are going to kill you. They're going to take a big chunk out of your investment. But I really don't care because, you know, all I want to do is end up with more money than I spent when I sell all the pamphlets. When I sell all the manuals, I just want to have more money than I spent so I could take all of that money and buy more pamphlets. Because when you go around, some of the most people that's asking the most questions are new vegans. And so that's really my mission. I really, you know, that's why you don't see me talking about Sabi way of eating. Although I agree with the alkaline because cancer can't live in it. But the reason you don't hear me talking about it because that's last stage. That's the stage after you finish this book. Then you will do the Sabi. But you have to finish this first before you try the alkaline, right? So that way you won't stumble. But the reason you don't hear me talking about it because I'm not here for people that's already vegans. All my life, I've been here for just regular people, trying to help regular people get off of Cheetos, Coca-Cola, and Pepsi. So, you know, if you looked at veganism at school, I'm the kindergarten teacher. I'm the one to get you from the very beginning. That's my class. You know, the ones that's eating pork, the ones that's eating McDonald's and Burger King, those are the ones I'm after, and so this is great for them. I'm going to be changing the way people eat and making our people healthier and making all people healthier because this is for everybody around the world. I don't care if you're white, black, Asian, Hispanic, or whatever. If everybody would change the way they eat, a lot of these problems with racism and hate, a lot of that would go away. Realize that your health is your wealth, okay? And you got to eat to live. You don't live to eat. You have to take care of yourself. You have to really care about yourself. See, if you don't care about yourself, you can't say you care about your family, because you're going to mess around and leave your family in a bad situation. Now, we all can end up in a bad situation. We all could be in a car accident. We all could end up being in a violent crime. We all could be in a fire. Feel me? So we're not talking like we're going to live forever. That's not what we're talking about. But, you know, we don't want to kill ourselves. That's what this is all about. You don't want to kill yourself, though. You know, you don't want to be committing suicide out here. The last thing you want to do is get older and go to the doctor and find out that you got cancer because you smoked cigarettes, that you actually killed yourself, that you got AIDS because you shot up heroin and shared needles, that you got congestive heart failure, or you just had a stroke because you sitting up eating all of this dead animals and dead flesh into your system, and your system can't take it. Your mouth like it, but your kidneys, your colon, your spleen, your liver, they don't like it. And see, you're neglecting your organs. People want to take care of their muscles. People want to wash their face, have their face looking good. People want to have their hair looking good. Women want to have their toes looking good, have their nails looking good. That's fine. But what about the inside? What about your colon, your liver, your kidney, your spleen? Those things have to be taken care of also. And you can't lift weights to take care of those things. You have to put good stuff in there. You see, you can lift weights all day, but then you like a person that got a real nice car, shining, new wheels and everything. They don't put no oil in it, the engine lock up on it, right? So you want to make sure it's good oil in the engine. You want to make sure you got antifreeze. You want to make sure you got windshield wiper fluid. You understand? You want to make sure you got brake fluid. That's how the body is. You want to take care of the insides, okay? When you get around people and they start questioning you being a vegan, those people don't mean you're no good. Because why would they question you? You know, I had a guy, he was on the internet and he obviously eats meat. And he told me, he said, you know, the vegetables are bad for you too. And I thought about that. So I told myself, so let me get this straight. You're saying the vegetables are bad for you too. That means you're admitting that the meat is bad for you. I said, okay, let's ride with that scenario. So then all I eat is vegetables and fruit. So that's one bad. Now you eat meat, that's one bad, and you eat the vegetables. That's two bad. This is how I know you phony. Because if you really believed that vegetables was bad for you and that meat was bad for you, would you go try to do something about it? So the fact that you're sitting there eating it and you're telling me that they're both bad for you and you're eating it without no protest against the government, without no protest against the people selling it, tells me that your protest against me being a vegan is fake and it's phony. You're a fake. You're fake. That's a fake conversation because you feel funny. And lots of times you all, when you change the way you eat, your relatives and friends, they feel intimidated. People have a tendency to feel intimidated when you don't want to eat the meat. It bothers them. Why? I don't know. But it bothers them. They feel like it's a challenge to them. You know, they won't let you just do your own thing. That's why a lot of times if you're a vegan, you know, it might not be good to go around meat eaters like that if you're a new vegan, because they're going to be saying all type of stuff because now you make them feel insecure. And now they want to try to build up their own security by saying, but why you eat this? Now, we had a family reunion or whatever. I'm sitting here trying to eat. Why are you questioning what I eat? How would they like it if I came to the family reunion and started questioning all them? And that's another thing. When you become a vegan, don't be like them. Don't go questioning what they eat and why they're eating. Leave that alone. Let them eat their meat and whatever and enjoy themselves. That's not the place to do it. And that's another thing about this manual, the easiest way to become a vegan, because you can go to family reunions and stuff like that, and now you don't have to talk and upset nobody or nothing like that. Everybody's leaving, you go, here, Unc, take this and read this on the ride home. Here, Auntie, take this and read this on the ride home. It's good. And they're going to say thank you. Now let's say they take it home and just throw it somewhere. It'll still be around. Somebody's going to eventually read it. What's this? They're going to read this. I was thinking about being a vegan. They're going to say, go ahead and take it, girl. See? So you want to keep these around. This is something you're going to want to have in your kitchen. You know, I'm gonna get me a little box. I'm gonna have a bunch of them all just sitting. I'm gonna have some in my car. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been converting vegan since '79. So people ask me all the time. I go to restaurants and stuff. I go to restaurants, somebody asks me, excuse me, how long you been a vegan? Boom, boom, boom. I'm gonna talk to them, say, hold on a minute, run to the car, get one and give it to them. Or see if they want to buy it. I say, these are $7. You want to make a contribution? They're like, I ain't got no money right now. I'll just give it to them. Because it's all about getting people to take care of themselves. You feel me? Because you got to eat to live. And health is wealth. So love yourself.